different is it maybe going into this year than the last couple as far as bouncing back from obviously winning the title last year?
Yeah, I think for me personally, I've gone into more of a leader role, especially in the outfield. But nothing's really changing. I feel like we're doing the same thing that we do for the past 2 years, and it's been going good. So.
And Patty was just talking about power for you. How has that developed, and is that something that you would focus on?
Yeah, I think got a little jealous watching Tiara and Jossie hitting all these home runs all the time, but just staying in the weight room, getting stronger, but not just lifting weights, but eating the right food, eating a lot of protein, that kind of thing, and just I changed my swing just a little bit, but just trying to be the fastest I can be in my swing and the most comfortable that I can be, and hopefully it works out. I guess we'll see.
Jayda, you look wider. Is the muscle up here?
Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't want to look too wide. You gotta look wide down here, but I don't. No, yeah, yeah, I do. Dane got us right. We got a new strength coach that I know he's gonna get us right too. But just mobility, I think, is a big thing too. Just like in my hips, in my arms. Like, yes, we're getting all this muscle, but I have to be able to move and move fast while building that muscle. So.
Coach mentioned probably the toughest thing is trying to find playing time for everyone because the competition is so strong in the locker room. What do you see just on a daily basis that we don't see about players just trying to get reps, get at bats? What's the competition been like?
I mean, it's greatness all around. And all these new transfers, they're bringing a different type of vibe, a different type of greatness that I haven't seen. It's just different, just seeing them from different schools. But I know like Boone's always out there with them, trying to get them more reps after practice, before practice. But I think when the games come, that's when it's going to show, because practice, I'm much a gamer. Practice, I don't know, just not the same, but gaming is my thing, I feel like.
Yeah, what's been stepping in that leadership role like for you, and what made you want to go into that kind of role?
Yeah, I feel like just for the outfield, personally, I've been there for a while now. So when I have newcomers come in or people that are from the infield that are coming to the outfield, I was in that situation my freshman year where I was playing infield literally my whole life and then ended up going to the outfield. So I know their frustration sometimes of trying to get in rhythm of playing the outfield and learning a little like different arm slots and just things like that. So I feel like my leadership has come into when people come from the infield to the outfield, trying to help them in that transition and just mentally just being there and supporting them.
Jayda, talk about this, the role of the defensive player now in the outfield. I mean, a few years ago, this was kind of the weakness in softball. You didn't see girls attack the wall. And, you did it just last year, and Alabama had a center fielder that did that. She's now playing for Team USA. And, but talk about that role now, because great athletes like you are now playing in the outfield and excelling at it.
I think when we're told at a young age that you want to play the infield, and I get it, it's fun being in the infield, but there's nothing like robbing a home run or throwing somebody out from center or throwing someone out from the outfield. And I think when girls start to feel that, it's a lot more exciting out there, I feel like. And you have just like a little bit more freedom. But I love it out there. I kind of miss short just a little. But I do love the outfield, and it's fun out there. So.
Hey, Jayda, you've obviously played behind different kinds of pitchers. But Jordy, obviously very emotional, shows her emotions kind of like you do.
Yeah.
What does that bring? I mean, I know that's just her. That's no act. But what does that bring when you've got a pitcher who not only has the stuff, but then that personality?
I think it makes you honestly want to run through a wall for her. But I think a lot of people say that, but to actually feel that in your heart, and even when I think about the championship last year or whatever, she was struggling a little bit that inning. And for me, when I made that catch, obviously the catch is awesome, but for her to know that I always have her back, and like, it's not acted between us. Like, in all the times that she's had my back, I went over and she's shutting people down. Like, she tells us that she has our back all the time. So it's not even like the plays, it's just the emotion that comes with the plays. And like, when I know that we always have each other's back, good or bad, I think that's what honestly grows our relationship. And And I'm diving and doing whatever I can to help her out. She's doing the same thing for me.
Jayda, what's it like for you guys as players to look at the schedule and see all those top 25 teams, the top 10 teams? Is that exciting for you guys to have that on the schedule coming up?
1,000%. I feel like in the past years it's been a struggle to get those bigger games earlier just because of COVID. But to see big games early on is really, really exciting. And I think it'll help us know exactly where we're at early on in the season rather than waiting later into the season knowing, okay, like we haven't really played that top 10 team or whatever. But now we're going to see them very early and just learn from our mistakes earlier on in the season rather than right before postseason ends.
Do you think it'll be difficult to kind of integrate the transfers into this, if they're starting, into that team chemistry with so many great games early on?
No, I don't think that at all because we've been doing this since August. I actually think it's funny when people are like, "Oh, softball season's about to start." I'm like, "It started in August." Like, y'all think it's about to start now. It's not. It didn't start after Christmas break. We've been grinding and working our butts off in August. I mean, y'all saw us play on ESPN. We've been playing games. So, no, I don't think that's going to be a problem. We've been building this chemistry since they've gotten here, and it's been, what, six months or so? So, I don't think that'll be a problem.
How good of a defensive outfield is this, all you guys this year?
It's going to be tough. It's hard to even just pick three people. I would assume coach is going to have difficult decisions picking who's going to be out there, but all I know is it's going to be no-fly zone, hopefully. So.
You talk about the catch, and I don't know about you, but it seems like I watch sporting events that have nothing to do with OU, and you see the commercials with that on it. How often have you seen it? What's that been like for you?
Yeah.
To see the impact that play's had.
I've seen it twice. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But I think I've seen Jossie like at least 50 times. I'm like, oh my God, I know her. Like, I feel like I've been girl over Jossie and I've played with her for 2 years. But it's really just cool just to see softball on there in general because I feel like sometimes like they'll show like the academy like commercially type videos and not like realistic like in the College World Series. So it's nice to see that they're actually showing that high level of play on ESPN and they're not kind of like showing like other type of commercials, if that makes sense. But it's nice to see our team up there and just to see other softball players on there.
Along similar lines, this program, No Stranger to Success, dealing with that coming over years, but over the last year and a half, 2 years, the media spotlight on your team has grown. You add NIL into that. What have you learned over the last year about how to manage all of that off the field so that everyone's mind's right once they step into the locker room for practice, game day, all of that stuff?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I've learned is that I have to put myself first. And you just got to find little ways to distance yourself. And for me, like personally, like on off days, my phone's on Do Not Disturb. I'm only looking at my phone if I want to look at my phone. And sometimes it even bothers me when I'm getting notifications all the time. But I think every person is different. So however they want to go about it and just kind of disconnect from social media because I just feel like social media nowadays just can be so crazy and we're always constantly getting tagged in something and something's always coming out. Rankings are coming out and it's just sometimes you just really got to distance yourself from that, especially right before season. We don't really need that distraction in our faces all the time, I feel like.
Jayda, when you're trying to be just a leader to those outfield people or just those girls who are trying to make that transition towards that, do you try to be like a leader by example or do you try to be more like a vocal?
I'm most definitely a vocal type leader. Hopefully I'm also a leader in by example because just the way that I play. But I think some people just get caught up in like what we're doing exactly, like just throw it to second. But I think the softball IQ is something that I'm good at sharing. Like, how are we reading the ball off the wall? Like, should we be catching the ball at the wall or letting it hit the ball or hitting the wall and then throw it to second? And just kind of sharing those like softball little IQ tips that I know and just sharing whatever I can do.
Is there anyone you try to like take under your wing this offseason before the season starts?
Not yet. I feel like we've all been moving around so much. We have so many great players that could also play left, also play third, so we're moving constantly all the time. So when I feel like, okay, this girl's going to be stuck next to my right, this girl's going to be stuck next to my left, I feel like that's when I'm like, all right, here we go. Because I just feel like whoever's going to be there, they're going to be athletic enough to do the job. But as we go along, we're going to have to be able to clean up just like little things, and that's when I'll probably step in. Thank you guys so much.